Hey guys, so let's see what we have on the shelf today. Looks like we got some earphones. So what are these? Well, it says here One More. So this is by a brand called One More, and this is a pretty recent model. And they became pretty popular lately in the market. So they're called the One More triple drivers. One More is you're probably familiar with it. One More is a brand related to Xiaomi. So right now I have different tips on it, third-party tips. So the stock tips that it comes with matches the color of this. These are the black and gold version, and it's not really black. It's more like there's a very subtle dark blue tint to this portion, and then here it's gold. But it's not like an overly yellow gold, it's more subtle. If we take it off, we'll see there's metal mesh covers, so that's pretty good. I mean, the cloth mesh covers are okay too, but metal is clearly superior. More durability, better at blocking earwax. The tip I have on it is a Fio tip, and it's hard to find a tip that matches these because the nozzle is abnormally big, and that's because of its prime feature, hence its name, triple driver. There are 3 drivers on each earbud. One IEM consists of 2 balanced armatures and 1 dynamic. The 2 balanced armatures, I believe, are located inside the nozzle, and that's why it's very thick. And apparently, placing the balanced armatures closest to the eardrums results in better detail, imaging, presentation, blah blah blah. For the sound signature, I'd say these are relatively balanced. You would think that since it's triple drivers, it would be quite bass boosted, like a lot of the new models and a lot of the custom IEMs that feature multiple balanced armatures. They have that armature rumble thing. Well, these ones are actually pretty balanced, and it seems like the dynamic driver is not doing much, which is not a bad thing actually, because this kind of signature I much more prefer than anything else since I listen to classical. The bass is tight, it's controlled. You can get it boomy, but that's if you do EQ. The mids are slightly underemphasized. It's not going to be the greatest for male vocals and stuff. The treble is quite emphasized, hence the 2 balanced armatures that are located in the nozzle. The build is very nice too. It's much better than most IEMs in the price range. Unlike most IEMs that are made of metal at $99, this one is milled, CNC milled, so it's solid. It's not like, a plastic frame with metal sheets on it. This is solid metal. So it's heavy, but not too heavy, actually. Like, if you compare it to Fio F5s, they're very similar in weight. The Fio F5s, they're not entirely metal, they're not CNC'd, so they're not as hefty to hold. Since the sound signature of this earphone is pretty balanced, I recommend this for... Honestly, this is a pretty competent IEM. You could probably play anything on it, anything... I wouldn't say it's the most consumer-friendly sounding earphone. I believe there's no standard sound signature for individual genres of music. So, some people prefer... most people prefer a balanced sound. Maybe treble emphasized somewhat for classical music. Some prefer a richer sound, a warmer sound for jazz, more soundstage, blah blah blah. Some prefer bass boosted for pop, hip hop, all those popular musics. But you can listen to anything with these. Basically what I'm saying is your ears will not be raped if you listen to any songs. So yeah, these are really good. I had these for a year now. So let's go more into the build. So as I said, CNC milled, metal. I'm pretty sure it's aluminum. That's what it feels like to me. It's I think this is just plated. The gold color that it gives off is because it's plated, I think. So since I had it for a while, you can see the wear. Let's take a closer look. So yeah, here's a nice grill, and you can kind of see through it the two balanced armatures. They're red colored. Here is a base port. I believe this port's for the air that comes out when the driver recoils. Here you can see that the edge has worn off quite a bit, so there's kind of a silver color to it. You really can't see it, but let's see what else. It's quite recessed in this area. If you look here, it's quite recessed, so I can stick a lead in here, you know. And what that means is debris can build up easily. And it's very subtle detail here, but there's also a port in this portion here. Yeah, so that's the build for the IEM section. We go down and there's this nice cable that connects to the IEM unit. It's kind of, I can't really show you. Let me see if I can. So it kind of has this like frilled texture to it, which is a common element of many Sony headphones. And the reason that they have this kind of design incorporated into this earphone is to minimize the microphonics. So when you're wearing this earphone and this cable rubs against your clothes or skin, you're not going to hear that rubbing. And that's what microphonics is. So now we go down. So here's the microphone. When this first came out, there was something really special about this microphone, and it's still special. It's still what makes this microphone special. Because I haven't heard of any microphone unit, volume control / microphone unit that supports both Apple and Android. Well, I did, but there's a FIO IEM called the FIO F5 aforementioned, and it has a manual switch, so you have to switch Android or Apple. This one, no, you don't. It's automatically both Android and Apple compatible. The controls work seamlessly. The buttons are okay. It's just, you know, generic membrane buttons. And you look at the back, and there's a hole, and there's a microphone. Nothing special about it. I mean, you will not be disappointed. That's what I'm saying. So we keep going down, and now we're at the Y splitter. And so this is, I was kind of disappointed because there's no chin slider. I never use a chin slider, but the reason I like to have a chin slider on my IEMs is because it gives it some heft, some quality. It just abruptly ends. The cables just abruptly end. There's no strain relief. There's no gradual widening of the cables to the Y splitter. And that's kind of odd for me, but, you know, nothing that bothers me. Anyways, going down, there's a stress relief, pretty okay. We go down, and now we're at the portion where the cable is now, come here, Loster. Where the cable is now Kevlar reinforced. Now this is pretty nice, and I really can't show you this here, but there's a subtle detail. So you see that the Kevlar is black colored, and if you go closer up, I can't show you, you will not see it. If you go closer up, there's like these small blue threads. No one will notice, but like I look at this and it's like, that's beautiful. So let's keep going down. Ooh, not ending yet, not ending yet. So yeah, the length of this cable is pretty standard. It's meant for portable use. It's nothing that's gonna bother you. Not too long, not too short, perfect. And now we go down to here, the termination, which is 3.5 millimeters, not balanced. So yeah, there are 4 poles. Not because it's balanced, just because the 4th pole is for microphone control. So here we have the termination. So it has that same finish as the Y splitter, which is cool. You're kind of maintaining parallelism. You're kind of maintaining parallelism, which is a pretty good element. A pretty good design element, in fact. Gold plated doesn't mean it's real gold. Don't expect that. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. I mean, for me, personal preference, I just wish that it was 90-degree termination, because I feel like those are more durable. but there's nothing wrong with this. This is very sturdy. You know, this is metal. This is metal. It's not gonna break. I had this for a year, no problem. Now to the comfort. These are relatively comfortable, for me at least. It's a hit or miss. You're gonna have to try them out for yourself. I didn't. Luckily, they were comfortable for me. So these are not fully in-ear earphones, because in-ear earphones, fully in-ear is like, you know, it shapes like this, you know, a pencil, and you can go to infinity and beyond. This is your ear canal, let's say. It can go to infinity and beyond. So, right? But for this kind of thing, there is a stop. There's a wall, and this stops it. So it just goes, stop. You're done. And that is a usually good design for many comfortable IEMs, and this is no exception for me at least. I think, well, since they're made of metal, and you're on your way to school on the bus, and you put them on, you're like, these are cold. Yeah, they're cold because they're metal. So yeah, they're cold when you first put them on. So overall, these are very nice earphones. I love them. The comfort is mediocre, I'd say, because it's not compatible with everyone. It is very compatible with my ears, though. The sound is very competent. It works with many genres of music. For me, it shines with classical because of its balanced sound. You know, for you bass heads out there who like beats and KZATEs, you will not be impressed, because you'll just get an impression that they are tinny. These are audiophile earbuds. Well, they're not exactly audiophile, because these are not, you know, the highest tier, but they're really good for their price. This has been Kevin, and I am signing out. You can also do this with the One Morse, which is pretty cool. I don't recommend it though. Come in, Lobster.